Good morning, everyone. Welcome in. Happy Monday. I'm super excited to present something to you guys here today. As the title indicates of this live stream, BLOX Solutions pre-sales have officially gone live. You can go ahead and sign up for BLOX here today, but we have an exciting live stream. I'm going to talk about BLOX, answer anyone's questions, talk about what we've been building over the last several months. I'm also going to discuss a very unique and interesting perspective that somebody brought to my attention in the group Discord, in those investors Discord, about a pretty valid critique of decentralized science. We'll touch on that. We'll touch on Poseidon DAO pre-sale and just have a fantastic Monday morning live stream as everyone rolls in here. Make sure you hit that like button because I am very, very excited here today to announce that BLOX Solutions is officially beginning their pre-sale. Yes, that is very accurate. $200 discount. I don't know why I said that's very accurate, but this is an analytical tool that I've been working with Lucas and Aaron, as well as Technically Web3. Some of you guys may know him on TikTok. He is a developer and a very good developer at that. He's a team of developers, and together we are creating an end-to-end analytical ecosystem. This is effectively a series of multi-chain block explorers, and the website has been up and functional for about a month and a half at this point, but it's been effectively its beta test. It's been a very rudimentary block explorer, just as a proof of concept so that we could get something out to the public. But now, in the next month, we will be launching the actual platform with full capabilities, at least in V1 full capabilities. And so we are initiating pre-sales for this at a $200 discount, a 66% discount, so that anyone who gets in now before we actually launch the platform has full year access for $100 instead of access for $30 a month. So it's an enormous discount. I'm very excited. It's been phenomenal to actually go through this experience, and the learning has been incredible along with it. What's good, Truth? Dude, I haven't slept yet, but didn't want to miss you. Oh, let's go, Truth. I appreciate you being here. Sleep's pretty important though, my guy. I'm not gonna lie. I love you being here. Make sure you get some solid sleep in there as well. So we can circle back to BLOX Solutions once everyone's kind of tuned in for a little bit and we've talked about the current state of the crypto market, but you also want to make sure that you go into the description and get your referral link so you can start harvesting these points. You can start farming some points, as well as if you want to sign up for the pre-sale, I would highly encourage you to do it before we get rid of this discount, once we get closer and closer to that live launch date. Now, decentralized science, baby. The reason all of you guys are actually here, DeSci. So currently, market cap's $515 million, up 2% on the day. The charge is being led by Genomes DAO. Shout out to Genomes DAO. I know most of us in this chat here are going to be in Genomes DAO. We also see Dynex up 4.5%, Data Lake up 4%, Track up 9.4%. So the market's moving very subtly. It's kind of like a rotation, because last week when we were live, we were noticing Research Coin was up a bunch. We were noticing, I think it was, no, maybe not VitaDAO. Preprints was up a bunch. What else was up a bunch? I mean, I'm pretty sure Dynex was still up a lot, but now they're kind of cycling into different DeSci coins so that the rotation can take place amazingly. Good afternoon. Oh man, no, it is bright and early, 9:13 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm a few minutes late and I do apologize, but it's okay because you guys love me. We're still chilling. As far as the current state of Bitcoin, it's on the daily time frame. We've gotten above all of the moving averages, and it seems to be holding strong through the weekend and even today. So I'm hoping that this push that we saw, because we started going live again, is able to be maintained, and we don't in fact have a daily close below any of these moving averages. That would give me a lot of confidence to suggest that we're going back up to the top of the range. And then hopefully we can break out of the top of this range, as I believe, according to Apollo Algo, on Wednesday, we'll be seeing an extremely volatile day in the market. I'm hoping that volatility is to the upside. So I'm hoping we see that God candle just straight up past this resistance back up to 70K. That would be a glorious day in the market. And I think most of the altcoins would start ripping. And now, when we see Bitcoin break out, because it inevitably will break out to the upside and we will maintain this rally because the bull run's not over. There's nothing that really indicates the bull run is over right now. Once we see Bitcoin break above, we can start participating in pre-sales again. One of the pre-sales that a lot of you guys are bringing up, and one of the pre-sales that I'm beginning to work pretty closely with, is Poseidon DAO. Now, we've talked about it a little bit in the past. It's personalized health medicine, personalized healthcare. So I, for anyone who doesn't know, used to work in a genetics lab. I was a shift lead for a team of 15 to 20 different genetic analysts, and we would help companies. I don't know that I can list all the companies, although they fired me over a completely bullshit reason, so I'm going to list them anyways. But companies like AbbVie, companies like Sanofi, colleges like Harvard, we would help them sequence their DNA that they would send into the lab, and then we'd provide feedback and analyze the DNA with them to try and make it a better experience for them so that they could actually conduct their research. And so in that, I got a lot of exposure to how genetics work and kind of the importance and how quickly the space is evolving. And what I believe is going to be coming in the next decade or so, you're going to be going to your doctor, and during your annual checkups or however often you go, they're going to be swabbing your cheek, running your genetics, and telling you different biomarkers that indicate health risks. And so something like Poseidon DAO, which is initiating a lot of the research behind these genetic health risks and medicines that can help with customizable effects, rather than just going to the doctor and throwing random pills at the wall and hoping one of them sticks and that it actually works for your medical disease, whether it's psychological or even a lot of times medical. Sometimes therapies don't work for everyone. And so Poseidon DAO is looking for a way to make medicines work for everyone based off of your genetic profile. I'm a huge fan of this concept, and so I don't know that I'm got everything squared away yet, but I'm gonna try and help Poseidon DAO as best as I can. Anything they're willing to accept from me, I will be handing it over to them. They also have both of the leaders of Axon DAO as advisors to Poseidon DAO. So they're going to try and mimic what Axon DAO has been doing as far as creating motion in this landscape of decentralized science. So we can go through kind of their token economy here and their tokenomics. You see 8% to investors, 15% to the DAO operators, 37% to the foundation, which is mostly being split up between the treasury and paying out some of the employees and such, although that's mostly the DAO operators, and then 40% to the community. So I'm pretty excited about this guy. So Poseidon DAO, 30% revenue to the market, get back Poseidon, get back Psi, and then burn some of that Psi. So they've literally implemented a burn mechanism to keep everything moving and functional, keep the wheel greased. Let's go, Mohammed. Machine. You know, I actually really appreciate that you comment that on almost everything I do. Let's go. You said that last time. Is that good news? Will they learn and make adjustments to their marketing budget? I hope so. I know I did say that last time. I think it'll go well. But it depends on the founders, right? It depends on how receptive the founders are to everything and how much they understand how to run an actual project in a community-driven ecosystem. So you got the dual token ecosystem consisting of PO and Psi, smart contracts and facilitating the locking up of tokens for a limited time, on-chain governments for Psi. This system allows for open Zeppelin's standards. I don't want to read that, but it's pretty fascinating. It's modeled after MakerDAO, which is a very, very common launchpad for DAOs. So the pre-sales, I believe they're waiting to do the pre-sales until Bitcoin breaks out, which is a super good strategy because pre-sales only work well when Bitcoin is going up. Everyone knows that. Anyone who's done pre-sales over the last 6 months have noticed they've been lackluster. Anyone who did pre-sales at the end of last year, early this year, knows that they went crazy. So you need the market to be on your side if you're going to be doing any kind of pre-sale when it comes to token movement. Let me take a sip of my new water bottle. Okay. The dual token ecosystem, I think, is a really good strategy because then they're not just reliant on the governance token for paying out investors and paying out funds and everything. The dual token ecosystem, while it adds a layer of complexity, and I think a dedicated video would be good for it, as to be completely honest, I don't know 100% about the dual token yet, so I don't want to just start rambling about stuff without having all of the confirmed facts in one specific spot so that I could read off of and process with you guys. So I'll probably do a dedicated video just on the tokenomics and the token mechanisms. This is just something I'm confident in the founders, and I'm excited to see what they can scoop up, what they can spin up for everything. Now, talking about pre-sales, I'm going to remind you guys that BLOX Solutions pre-sales are currently live and operational. Early access now. Bullish. I'm super excited for this. But bringing it back to DeSci for a minute, someone in the Discord sent over this post on X from Florian Glatz, and they did a message someone sent them about a pretty large-scale critique around decentralized science. So I'm going to go ahead and read this off to you guys, but let me read the chat first because I see Truth is saying something. Because I haven't slept, I will ask Shadow questions. You're good. You're good. How long has it been since you slept, Truth? Please tell me that it's not been more than like 24 hours since you slept. You got to get that sleep in. So Florian here said, the amount of people reaching out to me in private to thank me for speaking up is both encouraging and worrying. Here's a new one. With permission to share anonymously, turns out DeSci is just as fucked as DeFi. I can't judge this one personally, but it sounds awfully familiar. So it's an attention-based economy, winner takes all mindset. Most dominant bio-DAOs don't give back to the community who made them successful in the first place. So attention-based economy is correct. Winner takes all is a scarcity mindset, which doesn't going to work in anything. If you have a winner takes all mindset, you're ultimately going to get burned over and over again. It is not winner take all, but I understand that a lot of people are set right now in that threshold that it's winner take all. That's not how the economy works in the slightest, but a lot of people go into it with that mentality, which makes it harder to compete against them because they're going to be either very dominant, forcing and take and do whatever they want without consideration of the impacts that they're going to have on the broader market, or they're going to be constantly chasing after stuff and making poor decisions. So it's kind of a little bit of a balance, but the winners, generally speaking, understand that it's not winner take all. Now, most dominant bio-DAOs don't give back to the community who made them successful in the first place. So that, I think, is an important point to highlight, in that the bio-DAOs themselves aren't designed to give back to the community. That's not the point. That's not the point at all. The point is to go fund research, collect IP, tokenize the IP back into the DAO, and then any kind of revenue or profits that come from the tokenized IP from the research that was funded from the DAO are going to naturally bolster the community's ability to fund more and more and more. Now, as far as giving back to the community, if you look at Poseidon DAO, for example, would you rather them find personalized healthcare medicine for something like cancer and create an actual cancer therapy to save thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of individuals? Or would you rather them do weekly giveaways to the community? Define giving back to the community? But I know I'm being a little nitpicky here. Crypto whales dumping on retail, that's inevitable. Perverse incentives to exploit individual scientists and repeat VC-centric approaches. So this is something that could probably pop up a lot. It just depends on who's running the DAOs. That's why you got to pay attention and research the people behind it. But like perverse incentives to exploit individual scientists and repeat, that's what they're trying to prevent. That's what they're actually actively fighting against. Most visible DeSci leadership is building on top of broken IP systems instead of redefining how we fundamentally do research and commercialization. So they're building out on top of the existing ecosystem. Yeah, it's a new movement. Data Lake's trying to build out new infrastructure to make it more suitable for them, which is why I'm pretty bullish on Data Lake. Their new L1 goes pretty hard. To build a subsystem of how TradSci spins out was the main reason why the majority of us bootstrapped this movement. Now we have a crypto first and open science second mentality instead of integrating open science principles at the core of the DeSci movement. This is forcing the rest of the ecosystem to adapt to the current rule set we did not choose. Now, while I think this is valid, I have a pretty hot take for you guys. 18 hours. Okay. All right, good. Read the post first. 18 hours, good morning. Let me finish reading before I give off my take on it. Frankly, I'm not surprised. As an IP lawyer, I always look at the... Oh my God. I always thought it looked scammy as hell what they're doing over there. Guess my gut was right again. More sources are corroborating. Tell me winners of DeSci are these people who prefer to stay anon, just bad losers, or are you blank the people who made you big? I would say it is even more perverse than DeFi. At least in DeFi, there's honesty in saying we are here to make money. DeSci was sold to a lot of us in the promise to fund overlooked areas of research, and I have a lot to say on how DeSci 1.0 has not worked out that way. I'd rather also remain anonymous, but can tell you I am one of the people deeply disappointed on how things have turned out. Okay. Before I give my rant, I'm curious what you guys think about everything. I'm curious about how you guys feel or what your opinions are with what I just read to you. I know I already gave my opinion on several things within it, and I should have waited a minute before doing that so I could get unbiased opinion. Random thought, I think I'm going to stake my lake again. Bullish. Good morning, MK. Good morning. Happy to have you in here. I feel like the desk needs to come down a little bit. Let's go. This is such a cool desk. I'm so bullish on standing desks. Although the wires aren't long enough to actually allow me to stand, but because I have it so high up, it like forces me to sit up nice and straight to maintain any kind of ability to reach the mouse on the desk. So let me read this second part again, okay? To build a subsystem to how TradSci spins out was the main reason why the majority of us bootstrapped this movement. Now we have a crypto first and open science second mentality instead of integrating open science principles at the core of the DeSci movement. This is forcing the rest of the ecosystem to adapt to the current rule set we did not choose. Now, the open science is still the foundational layer that allows for any of DeSci to move. However, in crypto, there's this novel thing called the 4-year cycle. Every 4 years, crypto goes on a crazy bull run. Every 4 years, there's an opportunity to make an egregious amount of money if you position yourself appropriately within the different industries that exist within crypto. If you have a company that is crypto focused, you have to acknowledge this. And you have to take advantage of this in order to give you the runway through what it will inevitably be a brutal bear market. Every 4 years, we get the crazy bull run. Every 4 years, we get a crazy bear market which bankrupts half the industry. The ones who don't get bankrupted are the ones who are able to accumulate enough runway in the form of monetary runway to make it through that bear market without being over leveraged or overexposed to the industries or the companies that go bankrupt. This is the cycle of economies. This is the cycle of literally everything in the economic world. It goes through cycles, boom and busts. That's how it works. If you don't take advantage of the booms, you're going to get wiped out in the busts. And so while right now it may seem like the focus is on the money and not on the funding of science, in order to actually fund the science in the long term, you need to focus on getting the money now. I don't think this is that hard of a concept to understand. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is not how we should be doing any of it, and we should be focused on giving pennies to the scientists rather than trying to focus on gathering as much money as possible to fund science for years to come. And I also think this comes from a point of view in which they're not paying attention to what's actually being released. We have a lot of different DAOs with a lot of different products and companies that have been launched, which are focused on rewarding the community. They're focused on giving back to the populace. The community is the whole world, guys, not just people who bought the token. That's my 2 cents on this. I think maybe it's interesting, and he sounds like he's posted criticisms in the past of other things in DeSci. So maybe we can go look and scroll through to see more things. What do you guys think? Am I not hitting the mark on this? Or do you guys agree with me that you need to understand how market structure and market sentiment works before you can build anything out? You need to go get the money to be able to survive the bear market, to actually make sure you'll be here 5 years from now. The people who aren't focusing on that aren't going to be here 5 years ago. Or 5 years from now. You're going to round trip your bags. You're going to round trip generational wealth. You're going to round trip your company. I don't see He said he had talked about it in the past. Maybe I should Control F DSI. Pretty sure he talks about DSI. How long ago did he post this? August 24th. So it was literally 2 days ago. I agree with you. Thank you. Thank you, Truth. I'm glad you sticked around then. I'm glad you sticked around. If you agree with me, make sure you hit that like button. We got 4 likes, 7 people in here. Make sure you hit that like button. I agree with you. I'm just hearing, I'm a scientist. I want to do science, not business. Yeah. You better be here 5 years from now. I want my yacht party. Oh, we'll be here. We'll be here. And don't worry, we'll talk on the portfolio, because maybe we won't buy a house. Maybe we'll just buy a yacht party with this. This sounds like someone that can't handle the ups and downs of the market. Crypto can make people a little sour sometimes. Yeah, I completely agree. I don't think they'd be worried about the open science aspect if the market was booming. But DeSci's down 70%, 80% from the all-time highs. And so a lot of people are just salty. I completely agree with you, MK. Completely. I actually argued about DeSci with my dad last night. It's fun. It's low-key fun. It's fun to argue with someone or go back and forth with someone when you know you're right, because anything they throw at you, you can just refute immediately. It's not as fun, and you get emotional when you don't know everything that's going on, or when you don't know 100% that you're right and you're just arguing out of emotion rather than logic. But when you know you're right, it's super fun to debate with people, because it's like, it doesn't matter what you say, because I know that what I'm saying to you is correct. And you can come out and, like, I'm not saying don't have an open mindset when you're talking about it with people, because people, you never know where you're going to get more insight from. So, like, understand that sometimes you might get good points that you don't know the answer to, but ultimately, like, when you're right, you're right. Okay, here's the post initially, so let's keep scrolling and see if there's anything else that he said. He's also just anti-VC, which I was very anti-VC and still to some extent am anti-VC. But at the end of the day, you got to know that not everyone is pure shark. You just have to get the correct investors. Maybe I should have done this before I came in here. Yeah, it kind of sounds like this guy is just bearish. All right, I'm going to give up scrolling in a second. Okay. Yeah. All right, let's see what you said here, Truth. I actually argued about, you already said that. Well, while I was making a possible complaint against it, my dad wants something that's actually like DeSci. He just didn't have a word for it. Ah, okay. Well, I think a lot of people are asking for DeSci without knowing that it does exist, which is part of the reason why we're here. That's part of the reason why I have the DeSci Shillers group in Telegram, is because, like, collectively we have to come together to push this space forward. Collectively, nobody knows it's happening. And an example that I've given multiple times, and I love giving because I think it's funny, but also hits the nail on the head when it comes to explaining the importance of marketing, the importance of talking about what's happening, okay? Now, I'm going to lay out a hypothetical for you guys, and it's going to be kind of funny, so bear with me for a second. But every year, growing up, we would give out candy bars on Halloween, okay? One year, we decided to give out king-size candy bars, and our neighbor across the street was giving out snack-size candy bars, right? Obviously, we have the better product, king-size candy bars. Superior, without a doubt. Who wants snack-size candy bars? It's just little bites. You have to eat like 3 of them. They're tasty, but they're not satisfying enough. Okay? The neighbor gave out all of the snack size candy bars. We gave out none of the king size candy bars. Not a single person came to our door asking for one of the king size candy bars. We had the better product. Why did this happen? Well, because my neighbor had their lights turned on and had an entire haunted house in their front yard that all the kids wanted to come to. Everyone was interested in it because it was flashing lights and it was super exciting. And they got to know that they were giving out candy bars. Us on the other side of the street, despite having king-size candy bars and ready to give them out to anyone, we had our lights turned off and no decorations in the yard. Nobody knew that we had the better product. We didn't market any of it. We didn't tell anyone. We didn't showcase it to anyone. Nobody knew what was happening at our house. Otherwise, they all would have been there. At the end of the day, you need to tell people what you're doing. You need to market. You need to get the word out because the tech's never going to sell itself. If nobody knows that DeSci is happening, nobody's ever going to come collaborate within DeSci. I don't think it's that hard of a concept for people to understand. You can have the better product, but if nobody knows you have the better product, it doesn't fucking matter. Which is why we have DeSci Shillers. We are the group that's going to let the world know that decentralized science is happening. We are the individuals who are going to put our feet on the ground and spam Andrew Huberman every single day until he responds saying, yeah, I'm going to take a look at decentralized science. Because guess what, guys? He already knows that there's problems. He already is interested in potentially working to solve these problems. He literally posted, I care very much about the future of research science in the USA and elsewhere. The budget for the NIH Brain Initiative was cut by 40% this year relative to 2023. A lot of great work was halted. I hope that a lot of attention will be paid in the months and years to come about how crucial basic clinical research is to advance human health and the importance of funding. Simply put, no money, no research. Novel idea. You can't do any science without the money. As a relative note, in recent years, and then he tags the company he's been working with to help fund science, have gotten very involved in science philanthropy, pulled some amazing co-donors, and continue to support cutting-edge science in various labs. Donations are fantastic, but what if you don't just have to fund things based off donations? What if you can make value loops to fund the science? Huh? Sound familiar? Because he's on the verge of a breakthrough. You've nearly captured it, Andrew. One of the core reasons for DeSci. I strongly encourage you to dive into what's being built. I outlined a couple companies here that I think are worth paying attention to that he would be interested in. The potential is immense. If you're committed to preventing the decline in modern science, it's crucial to recognize that the solutions you're talking about already are taking shape. You mentioned a 40% cut in the Brain Initiative Fund. Well, look at Cerebrum DAO, literally looking to make up that gap in funding. It's already here, just nobody knows it's happening, guys. It's already here. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk. My creative friend who does YouTube trends to think that way, but with creativity instead of science. Yeah, it's powerful. Oh, you guys talked a lot. MK said, it's so bad we can't pay for scientists. Sorry, I know that was not a fun sound to have. Now I get to watch myself do it. MK said it's too bad we can't pay for scientists in something stable, but still have the coin as well. That way the payment method is more stable, but somehow still profitable for investors. Just random thought. Yeah, so you could recreate the funding mechanism. And I think to give credit to this individual who wrote all of that, I think that there is potentially a better way to create stability while maintaining some level of decentralization and funding with a dual token incentivization model where you have a DAO where the token that's associated with the DAO doesn't fluctuate in valuation. It's just like a soul-bound token, basically. You go out and buy these soul-bound tokens and donate your money, and then they can pay them in stable coins. While I think that would be a questionably better model when it comes to receiving the funds and not having it be volatile, overall, I don't think it would be as incentivizing for researchers to come to them, because part of the innovation when it comes to crypto and blockchain is the ability to speculate on things. And so all of us wouldn't be here if there was no fluctuation in the value of these things. You can make a strong argument that there doesn't need to be fluctuation in crypto. You can just create tokens that just like in the AI universe, the tokens to use the AI don't have value to them. The tokens to use the crypto do have value to them because it's how you incentivize people to come use it, right? So you could theoretically, but the problem is AI has a very strong use case and value proposition in that it makes your ability to work 10 times better. It makes it so your output is increased drastically. So people are going to come to it for that value proposition there. The value proposition for decentralizing networks isn't really that powerful because most people don't actually care if something's decentralized. So you need to staple some level of value proposition to it. And right now, the current model is having volatile tokens. Now, it's possible that in the future, you don't need volatile value models to incentivize people to come to use your token in your DAO, but I don't conceptualize a way that that could work out right now. Maybe I'm wrong, but we'll see. The world's evolving quickly. So is BLOX Solutions. BLOX Solutions allows you to just see what's happening behind the scenes. So they're saying here, whales dumping on retail, perverse incentive models to exploit individual scientists. All of that can be tracked on BLOX Solutions. You could get, yes, you have your portfolio tracker, but we also have the explorers, the blockchain explorers, which means you can track everything. And right now it looks just rudimentary because it's in beta form right now. But in October 1st, basically a month from now, we'll be launching the V1 platform, which is going to simplify the block explorer. It's also integrating more blockchains so that we don't just have the 3 that we have right now. We'll have 5, including Solana, Bitcoin, and Ethereum. But right now, a block explorer looks very confusing. I was just teaching people how to trade the other day, literally last night, and needing to go get the contract from SolScan was confusing for them because they're new to crypto. And so not knowing what the SLP, I got distracted. So let's say like I wanted to go look at Ute, right? Well, it's an NFT collection, so maybe that's not going to be a good example of it. But let's look at literally any coin. It doesn't matter. But the owner has a token contract here, right? The token name is here, the authority. They didn't know that they needed to look for the SLP to get the token contract address. And it's confusing. They're like, which one do I click on if I want to be trading this coin? It's very confusing for people who don't know what's going on. You don't know that all you need is the Peng contract address over here, right? So making it simplified for people to use because it says on the mobile version SLP. And so BLOX Solutions trying to make it simple so that it's more intuitive when you come to these, so you can actually do your trading and your sleuthing more efficiently. Now we'll also have a little toggle switch. You can switch back and forth between developer mode and trading mode. And so it's easier for people depending on what use case you want. As far as the dashboard, it's going to look probably pretty much the same, but portfolio is what I meant to click on there. We're going to make it so you can chart your own portfolio. Right now it's very gross looking. We're making it so that it's a literal full chart, just like you would see on Dex Screener for your own portfolio. So that you can click back and forth. Basically, imagine integrating Dex Screener into your own portfolio tracker. So if you had, for example, your Phantom wallet, you could literally connect it to BLOX Solutions, get the same look of Phantom wallet, but integrate something that's similar to Dex Screener so that you can see the transactions, see all the token metrics, be able to see who the top holders are, be able to see what percent of your portfolio is made of this token. I'm very excited for what's coming with the BLOX Solutions. It's just difficult to express it without actually showing it to you guys, which is why anyone who signs up before we actually launch the platform is getting a $200 discount for a full year of membership. Because you're kind of taking a risk because I can't show it to you just yet. So you're taking a risk and just initiating a year-long membership. So we're giving you 66% off of that year-long membership. Thank you, Amanda. I appreciate it. You're literally sitting in the other room right now, probably listening to me rant about how I was teaching you and your children how to trade meme coins, waiting to see if I was going to mention to everyone. But you joined, and so here you are. Everyone go spam Amanda. She's got socials everywhere, so you can go spy on her and just see that she's commenting on some of my stuff. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Hopefully you've already hit that like button. How does BLOX Solutions and Arkham Intelligence differ? It's a good question. I can't fully explain to you how it's going to differ in a dramatic manner, but the ultimate answer to that is that they're probably not going to differ that much. I know it's probably not good for someone to say if they're trying to sell you on anything, but just being completely transparent with you guys, there are companies that do stuff similarly to what we're doing. We're just going to do it better and get more market share. So this is not like, they already have a lot of the stuff built out, but to be completely honest, I haven't done super in-depth research into Arkham. I just know that it exists and I know that they're a competitor, but I've been hyper fixated on just building out blocks and getting it to market so that I could just have something out there before I start comparing it to other people, because I know what we're building here and maybe I could take inspiration from Arkham. There are already multi-chain portfolio trackers. There are already multi-chain block explorers. There are already products out there. They're just all spread apart. There's a lot of different platforms you have to use to have them. And truthfully, what makes BLOX Solutions different is that we have a network of 100+ influencers that are going to be using the platform. And so BLOX Solutions, unlike Arkham Intelligence, is going to have a ton of influencers who are there to use the platform on their live streams and propagate it out to people. We're trying to make it as retard proof as possible. We're trying to make it as simple as possible for people. Does Arkham have a token? They have bounties. Let's go scroll around and see. I'll accept the cookies. Now they can see my ChatGPT questions. I don't really want to sign up right now on the live stream. One thing Arkham probably doesn't have is the ability to farm points. I gotta start I gotta start pushing out the live to my socials again. Now that we've been live for a week, I think it's time that I start promoting the live streams to everyone out there. We had a nice crew going about 6 months ago before I took my hiatus, and not that I don't appreciate you guys here as well, but we gotta grow. We gotta get the momentum in the whole thing so that we can actually push DeSci somewhere. So I gotta start promoting it out to everyone on socials again. Maybe that's what I'll focus on today after our weekly developer meetings. Okay, you guys have any questions for me? We didn't really go over moves in the portfolio. Portfolio is still just kind of chilling there, right? Patiently waiting for the day that I can add it to BLOX Solutions, but portfolio is patiently just chilling here, not doing too much. Up 0.15% on the last 24 hours. We got Axon Dow as the top holder, literally up 22% on the week. And then we got Jupiter, we got Noble, Caspa, my cash. I spent a little bit more cash recently. So yesterday I did some, 2 transactions, or 3 transactions, but that's all right. I guess it didn't pop up yet. I bought some more Dynex yesterday, and I bought some more TARS AI yesterday. So I want some more exposure to Solana's utility coins, and I think Dynex is going to go on a crazy run, and so I need some exposure to Dynex. I think that it's going to do something similar to what Render did. It's just taking some time. It's taking its sweet time. No questions. Just glad to see you back. Keep grinding. Hell yeah, MK. Appreciate it. Appreciate you. It was a poor time, truthfully, to take such a long time off, but it's all right. We're here. And now it's just funny that I can go back and be like, look we stopped live streaming back here. We stopped the daily live streams literally right here. as Bitcoin failed to break out and continue the uptrend. And now we're coming back to the live streams right in here as Bitcoin made a huge downturn. That massive spike, we rebounded a little bit. It was starting to fall again. We came back, started doing live streams, and it's starting to pick back up. So this is funny. This is something that I'm going to continue to just roar on about because the entire market was falling over the 6-month hiatus I took. Now we're back and we're ready. I'm giving it permission to break out. I'm going to completely, manifest the breakout. I'm manifesting the hell out of this breakout. So I'm back. We're ready to go. We're paying attention, and our bags are packed. Our bags are packed for this next Bitcoin breakout. So go ahead, Bitcoin. You have my permission now. This week, I want to see you break out above the trend line. I want to see us close Friday above $70,000. My question was/is, who is the hottest girl in crypto right now? This is my shallow question. It's Amanda. I got her into crypto. She is therefore the hottest girl in crypto. She's a crypto geek now with me. She listens to everything, even my rants about how corrupt the Federal Reserve is. She's fully on board with self-sovereignty and the motives of crypto. She is a crypto girl. It's pretty crazy. Here, I'll show you her page. I mean, look, she even reposts my stuff. She does crypto education sometimes when she's feeling in the mood. I'm just saying, she's a crypto girl. Okay, well, I don't really got anything else to chat with you guys about, so if you don't want to sign up for the pre-sales, make sure you guys are at least signed up for the referral system. The referral system is completely free. I put the link in the description of the video so you can click it, get your referral system, start farming points. Start farming points by signing up. There's 2 different types of points here. There's referral points and there is activity points. So go sign up. Start using the platform, start referring people to the platform so you can get more and more points. It is a MLM tiered referral system, meaning when you refer people, the people they refer you get points for, the people you refer get you points, and so on infinitely downwards. So the more people you get underneath your ecosystem, the more points you're gonna get. I ain't telling you what the points are for, but you can use your brains and come up with your own little theses on why there might be a point system. I was gonna go through the BLOX V2 use cases, but I think I'm gonna save that for a dedicated video. I don't wanna give you guys, well, I guess I could, but I don't wanna, you know what? I don't know why I'm saying that. Simplified blockchain explorer, multi-chain portfolio tracking, extended transaction history, real-time wallet alerts. Pretty cool. For developers, detailed blockchain explorer, no different than ones you would get elsewhere. It's just multi-chain, and API access, because we're hosting a lot of these explorers ourselves, which gives you ability to build out literally anything you want within crypto on top of BLOX Solutions. Point system and referral, so engagement rewards and referral rewards, so you can get points from connecting wallets. Optional KYC information, submitting bug reports. Future updates will make it so that literally just searching on BLOX Solutions Block Explorer will give you more points. And then premium features, you get unlimited transaction history. Most Block Explorers stop you at 1,000 transactions back. You can export the data, which is going to be very useful come tax season. You'll be able to just get your complete report instead of having to go to every single wallet that you have and exporting the CXV or the CVS or whatever, the CXV I think. You'll be able to come to Block Explorer and export it so that you can then just go to your tax professional and get it all sorted out. You get advanced alerts, up to 1,000 different alerts, which is going to be helpful in the future for different copy trading. You get an ad-free experience and a points multiplier on top of the points that we have, and then future enhancements in V3, because this is a non-stopping tool. Speaking of farming, has anything been happening with grass? Yeah, the point system we have is actually modeled pretty closely to grass. But I think they were like, at the end of Epoch 7, we're going to do an airdrop. And then the end of Epoch 7 happened and they were like, guess what, guys? Bonus Epoch. And it's like, literally go fuck yourself. Just give me the damn airdrop. But they're still doing the airdrop. I think, again, I know it's annoying for us because we just want the airdrop. We want money now. But all of the airdrops, all of the pre-sales, everything is going to do better if Bitcoin's doing good. And so while it's painful now, if they can wait until Bitcoin breaks out and starts the next uptrend, you're going to get more money from this stuff. It's just the way it works. Your time is your most valuable asset. Hopefully this is worth investing it into. I appreciate you guys being here with me, and I will see you guys in tomorrow's morning live stream. End the broadcast.